As society has progressed to civilization, we have grown more accustomed to electronic devices that we use every day, and books are no different. Good evening, my name is Naomi Lane, and I'll be talking to you about the benefits, inconveniences, and vast history of both printed and e-books. Before printed books came to be, there were other ways of documentation, such as carving into stone, or even carving given characters of a given language into a piece of wood and then using ink to press them down on a piece of fabric. And this was most common in China, Korea, and ancient Japan. And in Europe, a way that was most common there was to have isolated monks write everything down by hand, and this could take up to days or even months to complete before binding the parchment up into a set of wooden or leather covers. Another way that was most common was scrolls of papyrus that would then be read out by a given population. And within the 1450s, a man by the name of John Gutenberg invented the printing press. And then decades later, in the 1500s, more than 1,700 presses were made, and more than 27,000 books with more than 10 million copies were sent out to the general public. And before the printing press was invented, books were harder to come by considering they were very rare and only the wealthy had possessed them. And this caused lower income families to be less educated than what they should have been. The benefits of both printed and ebooks come with education, and they can help kids with specific language impairment learn up to 36 new words in a given period with the help of colorful illustrations. And printed books helped out more with this because there was more you can manipulate than with just messing with the screen. It also helped more out with mental effects because a study done out of 1,000 students, 213 of them said that it increased their levels of empathy towards others, decreased their stress, and overall increased their mental health. Some inconveniences of ebooks is that it can cause visual fatigue, and this basically causes headaches that make people just not look at screens for a while, and that causes for a shorter reading time. Storage space is another inconvenience considering each device has a certain amount of room, and once you've reached fill up enough room on your ebook, that's all you can really have. So that's that. And then some limitations is copyright. Certain carriers like the Kindle or Nook tablet only have certain books they can have due to copyright, and that just makes it limited on you and anyone else who's want to use it. I chose to do books because it's one of the things I love. It's one of my passions. I always carry books on me no matter where I go. And even now in my school bag that's currently in my locker, there's at least 5 books in there. I just love reading. And I chose to have a book sale because it helped show the value of printed books to anyone who came to it. And I actually chose my product before I chose my research. I knew I wanted to do something with books, and that's exactly what I did. But to come up with just a book sale, I had to do several different things because my first idea was already taken. And then after I chose the book sale, I then found out that I was going to do my research paper over how printed books are better than ebooks. So that's entirely what my research paper is about. My product was my book sale, which I held on January 20th of this year. It was 11 to 5, and I actually started earlier than what it should have, but that's because we got everything ready. Every book was either $1 up to $5, and it really just was on condition and size, besides every children's books, which was only $1. I sold around 40 books and made $81 in the span of the 6 hours I had my sale. And there's the book sale, that my flyer. I see right there, it did say 12, and I did have it at 11. And there's some pictures of my sale. These books right here were all sold, and some over here was also. Now, the only problems I had was procrastination. I know that if I didn't wait until the last minute like I did with most stuff, I would have had more done and probably a better outcome than what I did. Because I only had around 10 to 15 people actually show up in the 6 hours I had my sale. So that was probably one of the things that in the future I will try to fix if I ever have another event such like this. In conclusion, as society has progressed, we have grown more accustomed to technological advances, And I believe that it is important that we keep older things alive, such as printed books, in our schools, our libraries, and our homes. Thank you. Do my judges have any questions?
What type of genre books do you like?
I like more like fantasy and kind of romance types.
Where did you have your book sale?
I had my book sale at here in Will at JLo's or at the 11-Point Fire Department.
Do you prefer ebooks or?
I prefer printed books. Thank you.
And I was just gonna ask you where you got your books.
All of them were donated. I forgot to mention that in my presentation, but yeah, all of them were donated from people around town. Thank you.